All right, everybody, welcome to the Mansfield Buzz. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Mansfield Buzz. It's Thursday, 2 o'clock, and we're on every Thursday on the Mansfield Buzz. Your host, Jordan, your host, Hurdy Burke, and our guest, Heather Maness. We'll be talking to her in just a few minutes, but before we do that, we got to talk to you guys a little bit about where we're at right now. And right now, we're on YouTube. And if you want to go to YouTube right now, if you're already there, make sure you hit that little thumbs up button right on the video, like this video, let us know. It helps the Google algorithm. And our handle is at Mansfield TX Buzz. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share it with 5 friends. We will absolutely love you for that. If you want to be a guest on our show, you can always email me direct to Hurdy at hurdyburke.com. Just put in the subject line, we want to be a part of your fantastic Phantasmo show. And by the way, you may notice something different today. Jordan and Hurdy are both here. Yeah, that's right. 2 weeks ago, Jordan took the show because I had to go out of town. And then last week, Jordan went on mini vacation and I took the show. So it's always nice to do that. And Heather, you'll be pleased to know that I couldn't download your logo because it wouldn't play. So I just put my stupid picture in the right-hand corner in front of your booth up there. If you can see it with the black hat on. In a minute, we're going to play something else. But before we get to you, let's tell you a little bit. We're up to 131 subscribers now. We're averaging about 40 hours of watch time. And we're around 2.7 thousand views in the last 30 days, which is fantastic for the channel. And guys, we just are here to support Mansfield business in the surrounding area. So, go check out your local businesses. These are the businesses we want you to use for your business. Okay. So we also have a big sponsor, don't we, Jordan? And that is, he's going to put it up for me. I know he is, because I'm going to go to the media assets. So we're getting ready to start our icebreaker section. And so here we go. We're going to talk about our sponsor, play a little video. We'll be right back. Oh, yeah, that's kind of fun. So, Jordan, you'll like this. So, listen, Liberty Tax Defenders is your premier tax resolution firm. We work every day to help hard-working Americans keep more of their money out of the hands of overzealous bureaucrats, which I think we've seen a lot of lately. We help our clients solve problems with back taxes, unfiled tax returns, payroll, trust funds. We also negotiate payment plans and offers and compromise that are favorable to our clients, as well as represent clients who are under audit before the IRS. In addition, we help clients navigate tax issues such as the employee retention credit, as well as providing CFO consulting, tax preparation, and accounting services. We have successfully helped our clients save over $2 million. We need to change that, Jordan. I forgot he told us $2 million in assessed taxes and penalties. If you find yourself under audit or owing back taxes, please do not hesitate to call us at 817-995-5008 or visit us at www.libertytaxdefenders.com. And here's a quick video.
I don't agree with the IRS's position. What are my options?
Well, you can tell them to pound sand, which so few people do this. Don't just agree. They're wrong so often. You have rights. You can appeal it. The appeal must be made within 30 days of the date that the IRS has made a determination. You file a formal notice of appeal and you present your case before appeals. And they consider how much is it going to cost the IRS to go to court. At the end of the day, what's another 12 to 18 months if you save yourself 50 grand in the long run, which is, I think that's being conservative.
All right, guys. So let me get this removed here. We're back. And Jordan, this is where you take her into it's now. We don't have all our questions, but Heather, we know you well enough and what you do to take you through this whole next 45 minutes or whatever time you want to spend on it. And you're going to love it because by the time we're done, everybody's going to be hiring Heather to bring her modern photo booth out for pictures. So, Jordan, jump in there. Let me pull up your icebreakers for you, my friend, which we don't know yet.
Which we're going to find out as we go, huh?
Yes, we are.
That's great. Let me give you the hot seat here. Since you're on your phone, we'll give you a
Woohoo!
state. A little throwback to how we used to do it a while back, right? So, icebreaker number one, which, I don't know what it is. So, let's figure that one out. Heather, what would be a good thing that you would want us to ask you about? Something maybe that not everybody would be, people would know.
What did you get in trouble for that we don't know about? Yeah.
I like the car idea better. What was
Okay,
my
cool.
favorite car growing up?
Yep.
My very first car was a 1970 Chrysler Cordoba.
Ooh.
Yes, it was a big boat, classic. And I loved that thing. I paid for it myself. Therefore, I think I appreciated it more. But I think it just gave me a love for classic cars all the way from the very beginning at like 17 years old when I got my driver's license. So my favorite classic car is probably everybody's favorite year Corvette, the 1963 split window Corvette.
Very rare.
Stingray.
Very
Stingray.
rare.
Yep.
Yes, very rare. And if you find the candy apple red one out there with the original clocks and everything, you want to sell it, you're going to be in good shape. So, yeah, it's cool. Good car. Great choice.
I saw one for sale
Oh.
recently for $160,000.
Yeah,
And it was
I was
just
going
a
to say
show.
that particular that one right there was the best of the beast of all that. And that had a big 350 or 4. I can't remember what size engine, but I do know it was a cool car.
Yeah, very cool car.
Yeah. All right, cool. And Jordan?
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's take you to question number 2.
Yeah.
Let's see. I guess we can ask you anything. Open card here. Well, you just recently moved, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Okay. Yes, we moved here to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I technically live in Kennedale, right on the border of Mansfield and Kennedale. And I've been here a little over a year. We are a military family and have been stationed across the United States 6 different times in the last 17 years.
Wow.
So this is his last round of active duty for the next 3 years, and he will be retiring at 20, hopefully.
That's still cool. That's a
Yeah.
lot of. Well, welcome to our area. And just so you know, the sponsor you just heard a minute ago, Brad Horton and Wade Dennis. Well, Brad Horton is the mayor of Kennedale.
Oh, awesome.
Just so you know that, okay?
I am a Texan. I grew up, born in Galveston, but grew up in Waco.
Cool.
So I'm not too far from my old hood.
So you were in Waco before it got popular, huh?
Yes, absolutely.
I know.
She can go down and visit the castle. She can go see all the magnolias. She can go down and see all the renovation our friends have done down there. All right, so we're getting ready to dive into our business. But hey, Jordan, you want to play? You want to? I'm gonna let you pull it up and play it. And by the way, we're on our show. We're always ad-libbing. If you want to comment with us and ask questions, chat. Let me put that up there real quick before Jordan gets started. Chat, you can say hi, ask questions, hit the like button in the video. Really appreciate that. So it's really cool. Okay. And we'll post those if your friends are brave enough to come on. Okay.
Those are always fun. But yeah, let's get started with the show, asking you some questions and run down the path. I mean, the thing I love to ask first that goes into this journey is, entrepreneurship is not for everybody. So running a small business, it's its own challenge, and it's full of ups and downs, a lot of joy, a lot of hard decisions, and a lot of learning curves, right? So what possessed you to go down this route? Because you could just get a job and they will tell you what to do, and then you just do it and they give you money. Right. So there's something fueling you to go down this path, and I'd love to know why.
Yeah, I think I've had an entrepreneur spirit from the get-go. Fun fact about me, I have a degree in culinary arts, classically trained chef, and they basically teach you to,
Icebreaker.
they basically teach you to go straight to the top and stay there, and learn to run and man the show. And so I did that at a very young age. I was 23, with my big girl job, and doing all the things. And once you get to the top, you're at the top. You know what I mean? You're at the
Yeah.
cream de crop. You don't go backwards. You just go forward or parallel, something else, but you're already up there. And that's pretty much, I think, how I have always run everything since then, with a leadership role in mind, a managerial aspect, learning how to run the numbers, learning how to do the things, and just doing it all. So I think that's where it comes from.
That's really cool. That's, I never thought about that parallel between cooking and business, but there's a lot of similarities there, which is funny because I often will use like cooking analogies to explain things, but hadn't really thought about it like whole picture. Like, no, it's really similar.
Yeah.
Like your
When-
business is cooking, or you're cooking up something, or is that what you meant with the cliche statements, Jordan?
A little bit more
Oh,
elaborate.
okay. All right.
More
Gotcha.
of like the head honcho, the
Yeah,
head
I
chef,
love that.
yeah.
And that's a pressurized sort of thing too.
Oh yeah.
So, you get used to the high stress of it, right? So,
Yes.
that means you've got a personality of go, go, go too, which I already know
Yes.
that. Jordan already knows that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I
Yes.
also like
Add the lot of hours to it, 12 to
Mhm.
14-hour days. Um, all the shifts, pretty much, it's all equivalent to, parallel at least to what business owners do. So
Yeah. But especially, but also the prep work, right? Like the strategy. You're going to go.
Mhm.
There's no way you're going to tackle a big task if you haven't done prep work, and especially at volume, like you need a team, and everybody needs to know what the role is within that in order to orchestrate the big dish, right? The big
Yep.
goal, which also is, there's one thing, what is interesting. There's one thing that is cooking a dish like for you or for your family, and another one is doing it more commercially at volume. You still expect to maintain that quality, but now the output like increases tremendously.
To
And
200 people. Yeah.
yeah,
500
Yeah.
people. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
and that's a great parallel to business as you scale, right? You have this great product, and then you start increasing your output, and if you don't have your strategy right, then your food's gonna suck, and they're not gonna like the dish.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
And then
great.
there's the troubleshooting in between, the meal, before like the meal actually goes out, troubleshooting what you've got to do to, sampling the food and saying, okay, that's not good, tweaking it and getting it right before you send it out.
I love it.
So yeah, I could do the food analogies all day.
Would you say that maybe culinary school and then just working in a cooking space commercially, do you think that prepped you up for failure? I feel like there's no way you can be in that space without facing failure right on.
Yeah, it's true. You do fail forward a lot. And you also learn to modify and change things quickly. And you've always got to have a plan B, C, A, B, and C, going out in case your oven goes out. What's another way you can cook, whatever it is? It's the same scenario in business. You can take the same principles that you learn in one field and just kind of get the core out of it and transfer that into other fields. I was a personal trainer. I am not currently certified right now. I haven't had time to do that while I'm launching another business. But that is also entrepreneur, and the same kind of thing. So kind of that entrepreneurship has been, it's like I can't really go back unless I want to just start another career, go back and start from the bottom. You're at the top, and then you just find other ways to be in that playing field.
So Heather, so Sandra Fawcett just chimed in, and I just posted the comment. She said, "Do you still cook and create? And if so, do you still use the talent?"
Yes, yes, yes. I actually have transferred my skills with as leadership and development into my own children. They both are pretty good culinary students.
Oh, cool.
They both have really nice knife skills. They both have extreme knowledge in the kitchen. I literally have, since I don't get to do what I love the most anymore as I serve my husband in the military, I have transferred those skills to them and given them the skills to what's
That's
the
all.
term? If you teach a man how to fish,
Mm,
he'll be able to feed himself for the rest of his life. So that's basically, cooking is a life skill. Doing it the way I do is another level, but having the
Right.
basics and then letting them develop on top of that.
Yeah.
Um,
So
yeah.
I'm good at peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I'm good at grilled cheese. I'm good at macaroni and cheese. I'm good at okay. So Jordan, let's get her into the her world, because this is to me cool stuff.
well, I'd love to tie together the dots, right? So you went from culinary,
Yes.
and you mentioned personal training, and then you're currently running a photo booth company that focuses on experiences. So I definitely see a component with serving people
Yeah.
and facilitating a good time. But I'd love to hear a little bit about how you make those transitions. And as you mentioned, it seems like every time you collected a tool or more knowledge along the way, that then you've been able to apply it. So could you just kind of take us quickly through that journey?
Yeah. I ended up leaving the culinary field to raise my children. My husband's active duty, military, Navy, and deploys every few years and rotates us all over the country. So I took a step back and have been doing the parent thing, full time, raising the kids and transferring them in and out of different areas. I don't sit well, so I prefer to be busy. I prefer to be running something. I became a personal trainer, let's see, 2018, 2017, I think, when we were stationed 3 duty stations ago, because nutrition and food and fitness and all of that stuff ties together for full body wellness. And that is how I kind of got rolled into that one. Ever since I had kids, I got a really good camera and have been just doing photography as a hobby, something I love to do. Being military, we come and go out of lives so fast that
Yeah.
capturing that moment, capturing that memory with your friends, your family at that time has become even more important. The
Yeah.
more we move, the more I'm like, I've realized that I'm the one that gathers everybody up and says, let's get a picture together so I can remember this later
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Um,
Smart.
yeah. And so I took my 40, everybody used to talk a lot of smack about me having 46,000 photos on my hard drive, um, on my terabyte, hard drive. And I was like, one day I just had a realization, like, why don't I merge these two together with the drive that I already have in entrepreneurship, and find something that works kind of in the middle of both of that. And that's kind of how the photo booth was birthed in California. California, when we were stationed there, they had pretty much a photo booth event. Every special event had a photo booth at it, and I
Mhm.
realized the value of the the entertainment it brought, the the entire experience, just like when you go to a fine restaurant and you have that fine dining experience, it is, you are eating something and savoring something and getting something out of it, and it's also the experience, the ambiance, the what you get, the feeling that comes with it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
What a
I
great
love
answer. Great answer. Wow, I like that.
And I love how that ties all those emotions of that event onto that picture.
Yeah.
And then when you see it, you're just reminded of the entire event, and it becomes almost like a, I mean, to use computer terms, it's almost like a link you can click on and immediately takes you back to that entire experience.
yeah, it's really become something I have truly enjoyed. I get a lot of joy bringing other people joy, so it's been great. I've really, so far, I've been in it about a year and a half and have truly just fallen in love with doing this. It's hard work, but it's not harder than 120-degree kitchens for 14 hours. It's not harder than that. It's physical labor, um, like carrying a 50-pound bag of rice around the kitchen, but at the same time, the fulfillment of serving that dish or serving that picture and that memory to somebody else, just brings true joy to my heart, and I love that I get a chance to share that with others.
So Jordan, this is the time when she gets to see how fun she gets to have with us. So let me set this up. We had a network group event. You can see me in the top right in a still picture, but you can also see the fun side of the photo booth. Okay, meaning that, and I'll explain to you how it works, and she can dive into it. So y'all sit tight and watch this. It'll be 7 seconds of pure idiocy, but here it goes. Okay, so we took that a week ago at your photo booth. And the cool thing about that is that you have props and stuff sitting at the table. We'll let Jordan dive into going through the process, but we just wanted to show you that one's funny, but there's also the serious side of this, the weddings and the other cool stuff where you get really cool stuff. And then Jordan, I'm gonna let you run into it because you good guys can go through how it sets up and how you get your pictures. It's just really cool. It's really cool.
It's incredible. And Heather, so the image that we have in here, that is a GIF, a boomerang, right?
Yeah, it's a boomerang.
So walk us a little bit of, so these are really fun for the people that know it. It's a really fun take on the idea of a GIF, because what it does is it plays I don't know if you noticed, but it plays the animation forwards and backwards.
Yeah.
So you get this really funny effect with it.
Yeah.
And so, when somebody like Stu starts to pop in the last minute, you get this amazing.
You can stop now.
Effect. So you can do stuff like this. What all can your photo booth do?
So it obviously can take a still photo, like
Which
a
I think is what
traditional
everybody's
photo.
familiar with, is you take your picture.
Yeah. It also takes GIFs, and a lot of people are not sure what the difference of a GIF and a boomerang is. A GIF is 3 still photos. So basically 3 still poses where you can change out your pose, and then they put it in like a 3-second slide of the still photos. So that's a GIF. And then a boomerang is technically like 3 seconds of movement, tipping a hat, dancing, shaking the maracas, kissing your spouse, all of that kind of thing. Yep, that's a boomerang.
Wait, show that.
And when people realize that they can actually make their own GIFs and boomerangs that they see on their phone all day long, they can make their own personal ones. People literally just get fun with it. They get creative with it. And they have a blast with it. I've never had one GIF or boomerang that's been the same, because it's whatever they want to create at the time, just like a photo.
Yeah.
So it's ever fluid and ever movement. Yeah.
And let me add to that it's instant, because as soon as it's done, she shows you how to capture the QR code right there on her mirrored screen that took the video or the still or the gift or whatever, and it downloads immediately to your phone. So the fun continues. As soon as you get it, you can start sharing it back out to your social networking, to your friends, to your Facebooks, so it's a never ending, it just keeps going. And what's amazing is all the events she can do. So, I mean, cool stuff. I
Yeah,
enjoyed it. We had fun.
I'm so
It's
glad. I
it
think
was
people really need to experience it to really get a good idea of, wow, we could do a lot of things with this and have a lot of fun with it. And then people are, it's an aha moment, when they get to experience it. So
I have some images and little funny videos that I've taken on photo booths like that at events. And it's funny because I've worked at a lot of different ad agencies that are pretty, they throw some pretty high budget parties, right? They want to keep people partying. They want to keep people happy because they work you to death, so they want to give you as much fun while you're putting in all the work. And it's funny because I don't remember any of them except the ones that had a photo booth component, because I have the pictures and the videos or the printouts that remind me of those times, and I'm like, oh, that was fun. But
yeah,
honestly, like, I could tell you maybe about a third of them had it, and those are the only ones I remember. I know I went to more, I know there was more, but I cannot remember what they were, what they had. But the ones that had the photo booth, I'm like, oh my God, they had that photo booth, and they had that engraving place, and oh my God, and they brought those drinks, and it starts like snowballing all my memory from it. And I think that's super cool for, I guess, event planners. I don't know whose job it is to plan an event and to do stuff like that. I mean, I guess event planners, since they're called that. But if
yeah.
there's anybody listening, like, seriously, it is such a great memory trigger to just anchor that fun to your event.
Yeah, and it's entertainment. It's kind of like hiring a DJ. You know the difference of having speakers, just implanted where you have music recycling itself every hour, or you have a DJ there bringing that entertainment factor to the event. People stay longer at those types of events that have something that's keeping them there longer. So yeah, let's talk about some of the types of events that photo booths that I do really well with, and photo booths do really well with. I think everybody knows that, like, they've been to a wedding that has had a photo booth. So that
Mhm.
type of formal event, um,
Just the good
just
ones.
yeah, large parties, really large parties, birthday celebrations, 21st birthday, 16th, 15th birthdays.
Big deal.
And then you've got like the 40s and the 60s and the older ages where
70s.
people really have big parties. I've been to one of them recently with a friend, Beth. You guys know her, and she had a blast.
Yeah,
Uh,
I saw that. I saw some of that. That's just cool. Yeah, cool.
yep. Fundraisers, galas.
Golf
Um,
tournaments, anything that's outside, anything, if the weather's good, right outside, of course.
Yeah, retirement ceremonies, family reunions. People where people just want to gather and take photos, um, and get those pictures with grandma and the youngest one all in them, without hiring a photographer, and thousands of dollars to do that kind of thing. So photo booths work well for family reunions, baby showers, graduations, networking and business events, corporate events. So you were talking about some corporate events, and
Mhm.
the ones you remember, the ones that kept you there long enough after you ate, that had some entertainment there, like a photo booth or a DJ or something like that. Um, any kind of event that has like between 20 and 200 people at it are great events, and that needs some type of entertainment are great type of events for photo booths.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely. And you can always tell that they're a hit because every time that I go to a party, like weddings, parties, celebrations, any of those that have a photo booth, there's always a line.
yeah, Yep.
Yeah, and even our small group, our networking group, it had like 20 people there that day, right? Before Valentine's Day. Everybody wanted to jump in and get a picture. We got group pictures. People were jumping in like us and doing silly stuff and just being attracted to the whole thing. You just reminded me of something, Heather. I was sitting here dabbling back to my childhood, kind of crept back up. And I remember growing up that just about every drugstore we went to had the photo booth where you pulled the drape and got the printout pictures, right? We used to take our girlfriends and do stupid stuff, and and
Yep.
I remember those still photo booths, and they were very popular back in my day, especially when you were in elementary or a little bit older. You couldn't wait to get drugstore, sit up, have a fountain drink at the counter, and then you go to the photo booth, which was really
Yep.
cool.
Yep. And
Really
then
cool.
they ended up in the arcades, and it was,
Yes.
and there's still those, I still jump into those those little room photo booths for $5 and get my kids in them and make
Yeah.
silly pictures. I have that kind of goes back to me kind of probably instilling the dream of doing this my own one day, because when my kids were little, we would go to a place, and if they had one of them indoor photo booths, I would pull $5 out and drag my husband, drag my kids into them, whether it be at the aquarium, whether it be at an arcade, whether it be at any of those places, just to have that little thin strip as a memory of us having fun. And I have a good 4 or 5 of them over the ages of my kids being little to now, even.
I I
Yeah.
wish we had your technology back in my day, like playing sports and baseball, where we could have been had pictures in our uniforms or short little videos of
Yeah.
stuff we did our sporting events, because those are memories that last forever. And I don't think people understand the value of photography and video archives, especially when they get older and they look back to when they're 20, when you're somebody like me at 70, and you go, oh, first of all, did I really look like that? And second of all, is that really me? And third of all, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sporting events, banquets. I have some coming up for Mansfield. I'm going to be doing a bowling
Oh,
league
cool.
banquet for a high school team. So that's going to
Cool.
be something that's coming up. That's fun. But yeah, it's going to be a really good time, and people are starting to catch on, like how much engagement it brings and what it offers. So
Yeah.
um,
I love how you brought up the on the family reunions, get those pictures of grandma and grandpa, and it's there is a low barrier on photo booths. I've noticed, right? Like you try to get a picture of the family, you bring a photographer, and people like first of all reject it; they don't want to do it. You
yeah,
bring it out, they're uncomfortable. Nobody wants to do it. Everybody's just uncomfortable with the way they look. I guess everybody's just a little too self-conscious or self-critical. But when you have a photo booth, all that just goes away. Nobody
It
cares.
does. It
it
does.
does.
Fun,
It
and you get
does.
to capture those moments without any of the grief that comes around that.
Yes, I did a 55th wedding anniversary for some good friends of mine, and they had their parents were the ones having the 55th anniversary. They had generations there,
Wow.
and one thing that I think is so special, and just pulling everybody together and capturing that image. One thing that my photo booth is it's a kiosk booth. So, and somebody's always there to, there's always a booth attendant there to manage the machines, so that all generations can use and get exactly what they want out of the photos,
Wow.
or the videos. So I had 4 generations, 3 generations of family all squeezing in together with a sign that said 55th anniversary, you know, still together, still married, happily, still in love, like those kind of things. And
Mhm.
those are the memories that the great grandchildren that were like 4 and 8, and the younger ones in those photos will be able to look back and still have,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's it
Memories.
becomes pretty special. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, if you get a boomerang of grandma, like that's a flex.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I do not have a 360 booth. I know a lot of people really love them. I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna add that to my photo booths or not, but um, the 360 booths are not as friendly to the seniors, the younger ones, people with disabilities, and those type of people, as
Just
much
shy
as
people.
yeah.
Shy people because they put you in there and the expectations for you just to dance. And it's like, this is
I don't
awkward.
Yeah,
dance. Yeah.
I kind of like her setup, and one thing also that we haven't talked about yet is you can supply different backdrops, right? Depending on the event,
Yes.
which the
Yes.
theme can be behind you, which is really cool.
And I
I
Yes.
gotta
know that
point on
that's an
that.
investment on your part. But that's cool.
Yeah, and Herdy, to that point, I definitely gotta point that out because I got to experience your booth live, and your backdrops and your props are not your standard ones. I can tell you have good taste because they
Yes,
were already. I mean, you
agreed.
can see on Herdy's image, like
Hold it. Let
right
me
here.
bring it up. Just hush.
Aha.
Go ahead, keep talking. I'll bring it up.
I love the quality of the
It's in the
backdrop.
top
Right, it
right
was
hand
just
corner.
so cool. Like I did a. It paused me for a second. I was like, "Whoa, that is like different." You had the texture. It's black. It's not. Usually you get a little bit stuff that is a little bit more kitschy. And well, I see how it works. Like I like that you bring a level of more refinement, and also your props. Like for example, the hats that you brought. I mean, those were legit. Like those were
Yeah.
sturdy. They
Yeah.
had there was no like cheap papery props there. All your signs were wood. The hats were solid. The glasses
Yeah,
weren't
it's
some
perfect.
plastic ones. Like they had some strength to it. So that too, I thought was an extra level of detail that you bring to the table. It's a differentiator from you because it goes beyond the booth.
That's part of who I am, just going back to that gourmet kind of flair that I've had for the last 25 years. Um,
Yes.
there is a level of quality that I'm willing to go to, and I'm not willing to go to.
Yep.
And if I'm not willing to do it myself, I would definitely not put anybody else involved in that. So yeah, I do shop at Hobby Lobby for props.
Yeah,
And
smart.
find really good quality props. They're going to last me longer. I go to Halloween stores that have real hats, real glasses,
Yeah.
real props. Yeah. And I know you get what you pay for. You get quality. It's going to last longer for more events. So it's
Yeah,
something that
I totally think that's smart, and it just gives people an excuse to pick something up and put it on and be with it outside themselves, right? And have some fun with it. I mean, how weird is it that I let you put a black pearl hat on me and yellow sunglasses, right? And a little pink ukulele in my hands. Now, anybody
yeah.
that knows me. That's not what I wear or goof around in. But for this, it was fun. It's
Yeah.
kind of one of those
And
pictures you'll take and share it down the road, right?
yeah, it helps people break the ice,
Yeah,
and gives them a
icebreakers.
chance
We
to,
like those.
yeah, yep, let loose and enjoy themselves. So it is something and with the booth attendant there at all times, really letting them find something or kind of coaching. A
Mhm.
lot of men and even women tend to be kind of stiff when they walk up, and when they're done and they've done a GIF, they've done a boomerang, they've laughed it out, they leave there with that fun and enjoyment for the rest of the night. So it really does help loosen people up for sure.
Yeah, like it. I like it a
Mhm.
lot. Hey, so are you allowed to talk about your rates at all?
Yeah.
Is it something that they can find on the website, or is it you can just can you go into that a little bit, or is that something you prefer to do through just the website?
Yeah, no worries. I I had a friend tell me once that what I do is offered a transparent pricing,
Smart.
and yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I really found that was a really good word to describe how I price. I do not do like a la carte. I pretty much like to offer everything that you're going to need for a good experience on your photo booth, and get all the things that you want for it. Custom backdrops, can, depending on what it is, if they want it for a gala or fundraiser event, I may need to charge extra for a custom for that specific event. But for the
Right.
most part, everything else is included. Tear down, setup, drive time within 30 miles. Let's see. Let's go over some of the things.
Cool.
I do an all-inclusive package. I just think it's easier as a business person to give everybody all of it instead of saying, kind of nickel and diming or gimmicking them, or pulling them in with a low ball price and then saying, oh, but it's basically going to be this,
Yeah.
this price at
Yeah.
the end,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
what I charge per
Uh-huh.
hour for all
It's
of it.
cheap,
So
but if you want the
yeah,
pictures, it's an arm and a
If you
leg.
need 2 pictures, it'll be this. If you need
yeah,
18 pictures, it'll be this. Right. Gotcha.
yeah, yeah. I do a table full of engaging props, a backdrop, nonstop digital uploads. It's not like a photographer where you get a certain amount of photos and then you're cut off. The party, depending on how large the event could be, there could be hundreds of photos, gifs, and videos that all are going to be included. So that really is good because I don't have to have guests stop after 3 photos and be like, oh, well, there's 200 people in line and you're only allowed 2 photos per person. You know what I mean? I don't want that to be a factor in what I offer.
Good. Good.
Yeah. And then at the end of the night, the person who hired me, the client, will get a link to upload the entire photo session, the gifts and the boomerangs, all in that they can upload on their computer and have full rights to all the photos. So yeah, I think that just doing an hourly price and just giving the client everything is a better experience than saying you can only have a little bit of this, you can do that, all of this other stuff.
Yeah.
So I do offer everything for $200 an hour, and that includes all of it. That includes your booth rental, an attendant there, an attendant there for the entire, whether it be a 2-hour event or a 5-hour event, a booth attendant there to make sure that the machine runs the whole time and that the guest gets the perfect photo and video every time. That
That's
is really
awesome.
what I want them to leave with, is exactly what they want. Instead of having them trying to fumble through and figure out how to run the machine, there's a lot of generations that won't even go up to it because they'll have to figure out how to do it,
Sure.
use the machine, and know how to use all this type of digital equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's other people that you get 1, 2 photos and you got to move on. And if you're the one that's like, a lot of women want that smile, that hair, they want to be on the right side that makes them look good, all that kind of thing. If they don't get it right, then they leave feeling bummed. They feel like they
Yep.
didn't get exactly what they wanted, and that is not what I want to make sure everybody gets the photo and the experience. Every person gets the great experience. So that's kind of what I do. Yeah.
So Jordan, the cool thing I just heard,
Mhm.
breakdown turnkey, right? Big events, fundraisers, weddings, these big events where, there are a lot more expensive things that go into those than this, right? And you're talking about 2 to 3 hours for $600, and you're getting all the memories out of this, including the people that were there, getting their own personal pictures and getting them downloaded. I mean, the guests get to take advantage of the whole thing. It's just awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good product, Heather. You have a good thing. You have a
Thank you.
good thing. I'm telling
Thank you.
Yeah. You're sprinkling joy.
you
which
are.
is amazing.
I'm a joy sprinkler. That's fun. I love that.
What's been your favorite? What's been your favorite so far? What is one that just what I know you don't want to go and say, well, I love this one more than this one, but Is there one that just really stands out to you? Was it the first one you did where you just were amazed at how it worked? Because you've got a business going right and you really got your first big deal and you're going to it and you're setting up right and you're going, wow, I'm really in business. And then you go and you see all these people taking their pictures. Did you just go home kind of like wowzer driving home after your first event?
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily my first event. Um, I think it was just the cool factor
Right,
because I've done a lot of cool I've done a lot of really cool events before and after this one, but this one just had the vibe of coolness. Now, the very first icebreaker we talked about, I told you I have a thing for classic cars because it was
right.
my first car was the classic car. I
Mhm.
got to do an Impala's car show club.
That's a good club to go to.
These
Wow.
guys had classic Impalas. They were the coolest people you've ever been around. They all come
Yeah.
up, pull up with their cool cars.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
doing I think it was a Thanksgiving, so kind of their Friendsgiving club party in the backyard with pool, um, tents set up everywhere, music going, and these were the coolest people. They had the most fun. They had their full families there. It wasn't just so that was the other thing. Not only did they get the cool club photos with the all the men who owned the Impalas and their wives or whoever it was, they also had their grandbabies there. And so they were also doing, it was kind of a full experience. They got to take family photos, they got to take friend photos. It was these were just really cool people. And I think it's probably because I was fangirling. Like I really want to be bucket list for me is to like be at a car show on a Saturday and a Sunday with my classic, whatever that's going to
Mhm.
be, and letting other people walk up and go, "Wow!" Like I do every time I go to a car show. So,
That's that's super cool. A
yeah,
fun factoid about Impalas: the 1967 Chevy Impala is the car they used to make the Tim Burton Batmobile.
nice.
So that big Batmobile that Michael Keaton drives is a 67 Impala.
Are you ready for this, Jordan? I have a friend in this little town called Waco
Oh,
that has a souped up Impala. And Heather, next time he comes up to go to the super up store to get parts for that, I will make sure we give you a call and let you come
Let's
over and look
go.
at this car. It is
Sweet. Okay.
unfreaking believable.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, it
awesome.
is. It is pristine, but that's pretty cool. Good for you.
Yep.
So I put some contact information up for you. Um, I put your website over here, the
Okay.
modernphotoboost.com. And also, I know that people can contact you through the website. And, there's 3 boxes they can click. The event coming up. Please go ahead and book her. But you can also email her right here. And I think it's weird that she has modernphotoboost@email.com. I did not know there was an email at email. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
New one on
Yes.
me. I kept saying, did you mean Gmail? No, email. Okay. Gotcha.
I thought it made so much sense in my head. I use a company called mail.com
Right.
and their email is email.com. But I thought, oh, email. Okay, that makes total sense. Until everybody in the planet has said, is it Gmail or is it email?
Exactly, including yours truly,
it was like,
including
Yeah.
no,
yours
it's
truly.
like the actual name of the thing we're
Yes.
using.
Yes,
Email.
exactly.
It,
Yeah,
it, it's just too
exactly.
weird. So okay, so there looks like we got another comment. It says, Heather, this is from Patty, our good old travel. Jordan set Jordan up, I guess, to go to Disney World down in Orlando or California. I'm not sure which one, but he went there with on Patty set him up. Heather, are you able to do outdoor events as well as indoor
Yes. Cameras and that type of equipment is not super friendly to moisture and
or
water
cold, like 5 degrees?
Or Coles. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not acclimated to this weather, so I'd rather not.
Right.
But yeah, I do have tents available and things like that to create the shade that I need to do and protect the equipment to do outside events, and I've done a few. So, yep.
Yeah, I know. There's back when I was in the days of Deep Ellum, one of the things we had to do during outdoor events is something you might consider, maybe you thought of it, not thought of it, is that let's say you schedule an outdoor event for some golf thing and it's pouring down rain that day in that area, you can actually get rain insurance if you can't fulfill that event so that you don't lose your money on that event. So you might look into rain insurance for outdoor events just in case. But in July and August, you don't have to worry about
it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's good to know.
Texas.
That's real good to know.
Yeah, because because you do a lot of that stuff. But I mean, nighttime gigs and stuff like that, which is really cool. I mean, I can't imagine if somebody listens to this and people share this out. I have a hard time imagining that there's not corporate events coming up that people are going, we need to call her as soon as we get done seeing this and get a hold of her and get this set up. It's just too much. It's just too cool.
Thank you very much.
And so how cool was it? That's how cool it was.
Yes.
And you know what? When you go back and look at that photo, everybody always laughs, especially us that were there, because it just brings back that, oh, that was so funny.
Well, you know who we really are. You're seeing us right now. And for us to stand in front of a camera and especially put on a pink hat and yellow sunglasses like that, and him holding the sign that says, what email, which we were just talking about, okay? And the little swirly things. Come on.
You know what
I don't think you'll ever see Jordan and I do that again, right?
You know what I call that? I call that shenanigans.
Exactly.
We love that.
We love that.
What is the craziest picture you've seen?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. I think the videos actually are more can be more crazy. Yeah, the boomerangs. You guys have all seen National Lampoon's Vacation.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so military Christmas party. This just last year. It was best dressed. So everybody was told to either come in best dressed or to come in an ugly sweater. Well, guess who showed up? Who's the guy with the robe and the hat and that lived in the camper, the cousin?
Yeah, you're talking about Randy Quaid back then.
Yes.
Non-existent anymore, but funny.
Yes.
Hi.
They had the best time doing videos, him and his wife doing videos with their camper hose. He had the cigar and the robe with the socks and the boots on and then the hat with the side. Oh, that turned out to be just.
Hey, Clark, we're not doing so well out here. You know, can't feed the dog. That's our dog.
He played the part epically the entire Christmas party.
That's fantastic.
And literally won best dressed.
That's fantastic.
He
I love
took
that.
the show. He won the whole thing. Like he literally, it was so good. It was so good. I mean,
Cousin Eddie. Patty says Cousin Eddie.
Oh, there it is. Thank you. Yeah. No.
Thank you, Patty, for reminding us. I can hear that voice in my head, and pulling up in that RV and it's backfiring in the dog.
Yep.
Cousin Eddie.
Yeah, that the videos I have on that right there, you'll see probably next Christmas when I pull out the seasonal photos and videos for some promo stuff. But yeah, that was just epic. The whole and he's of course the dude's huge. I mean, he fit the character perfect, had the mustache, like everything. Good times.
I love
Full
it.
shenanigans right there. So.
Hey, well, listen, Heather, thank you. Jordan, any final thoughts you have or anything you want to throw in?
Man, we've really gone down the rabbit hole here. Just
in a good way.
Yeah, definitely. For the people listening to the show and can totally see themselves putting together, I mean, I know I have, right? I'm starting to wonder, it's like, ooh, how can I, well, first of all, become a party planner so I can get a photo booth? How do people get a hold of you? How do they get the process started?
Yeah. I did want to talk about my the booking process.
Mhm.
So basically, I need about a 20-minute phone call. Basically, kind of going over like what type of event you're going to have, so I can determine what type of backdrop. We need to get that figured out. Some people may or may not need a backdrop. They have, there's so many custom things out there. Depending on what type of event it is, they may not need a backdrop. But I do need to ask the questions so that I can determine what type of custom props to bring to that type of event. Is it black tie event, or is it, like a kid's party? What it is I'm looking forward to bring for that event. I do require a deposit of 199, which is like 1 hour worth to hold the spot to get yourself booked. And then a week prior to the event, I require full payment. So, and if there's anybody that has that needs payment plans or anything like that, I have no problem working with them, breaking that bill down,
Sure.
breaking that payment down into as many payments as necessary.
Sure.
Yeah. And then the other thing I wanted to say is like how people may want to know, like, how far in advance do they need to book a photo booth if they know they have, say, a
Good point.
retirement ceremony coming up or something like that. We live with 8 million people in DFW. There's not as equal amount of photo booth owners as there are events and that type of thing. So if you do choose me, I would love that. If you don't, just know that you do get what you pay for, is the first thing I want to say about that. I am not necessarily the cheapest photo booth, and I'm definitely not the most expensive. I'm kind of a perfect sweet spot in the middle. But you do get what you pay for. And you do want to book that photo booth anywhere between 4 to 8 months in advance.
Oh, wow.
There are some last minute events that are available if the photo booth owner has time and availability. But for the most part, the sooner you get your photo booth booked, the better it is going to be for your event.
Yeah, plan it out. So I would imagine, going back and recapping, I got your website up there. Then go to your website, click on it, then get a hold of you through the phone number, have that conversation, and then y'all can go from there. 4 to 8 months out. That's pretty good, and that makes total sense, because then you know your calendar where it's at, and you know that then you can kind of fill in for emergency stuff if it comes up, right? So that's good. Yeah.
Yep.
So for people planning graduation parties coming
Mhm.
up, they probably got to get on the ball, right? Because that is
Yeah.
Yep.
running out of time.
Yep. Easter, graduation, Mother's Day, ladies' events for moms, all that stuff. People are booking usually a quarter to 2 quarters in advance. So a quarter or a half a year in advance. Weddings are booking out starting now for a year from now. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about that, photo booths are the first things that are getting snagged for those types of events. And once they're booked, that's it,
Yeah. You're there.
So,
You're done.
yeah. So that is something to think about.
All right, Heather, we're going to ask you to stay on a few minutes. We just want to thank everybody by the way, just so you know, we've been on an hour.
Awesome. Thank you
So
guys so
see, I
much for
told you,
having
I
me.
told you it'd just be like having talk around the kitchen table, right?
Yeah.
That's how fun this is. So guys, ladies and guys, we are on every Thursday at 2 p.m. live with another Mansfield business in the surrounding area. We asked you guys to send, we'll have Heather's up, and I'll send her a link tonight so she can start sharing it. We've got one more comment here, so let's be gracious enough to put that on there. Patty said, "Great info, thanks." We've had quite a few chats and listeners today. We want to thank you guys for doing that. But this show does not go away when the live's over. We have links that Heather is going to share out. Sandra also says, "Wonderful, thanks everyone on the chat." So Jordan, they just won't let us off air. Okay, so This is what we love about YouTube. We're not TV, so we don't have to worry about a hard break. And there's Jordan sharing that again. So wave at everybody goodbye. So if you will stay on with us for a couple minutes after, Heather, because what we're doing is your audio part's going to upload to our server. So we need you to stay on. So guys, we'll be back next Thursday, 2 p.m. live. Jordan and myself will be back. We'll have some fun and we'll get links out on this, but go check out the Mansfield Buzz TX, or see, Mansfield TX Buzz, I think is a YouTube. There it is, right there, YouTube channel. Go subscribe, share it with a couple friends, and please go back and check out some of our local businesses. So y'all have a great day. Thanks for listening to Mansfield Buzz. Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.